This week on Take a Look, the icons of horror and suspense are back, and they brought friends you definitely don't want to carpool with. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, reimagined for Hulu with Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Micah Monroe dropping by. New nanny, trust us, this one doesn't just rock the cradle, it shakes the foundation.
Hello, Finney.
Then from Universal, Black Phone 2, Mason Thames and Madeline McGraw are back. And once again, the phone's ringing. And just like your ex at 2 a.m., maybe don't pick up.
Those kids walked out of those homes. No one pulled them out. No one forced them.
Then Josh Brolin talks weapons, proof that your scary and secret casserole recipe's not the most dangerous thing in the house.
You're the one who can't look away.
And finally, Netflix unleashes Monster, the Ed Gein story, the real-life inspiration for Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the real-life inspiration for Sleeping with Your Eyes Open. All that plus stories behind the screams right now on Take a Look! Look!
Sorry, I'm just doing the kid from Weapons. That creeps me out. Just seeing the kid run like that creeps me out for two reasons. It's a little triggering, because when I was 8 years old, that's exactly the way I ran when I needed to go potty. And two, because Weapons, that movie, just altogether creeps me out. I'm wearing all black because we're doing a horror movie episode today, inadvertently. Like a real horror movie episode. If you haven't seen it, if you're not watching on YouTube right now, then a little bit later on, go to the Take a Look YouTube channel, look on videos, and we've dedicated all kinds of space to just horror. Today, not planned that way, but it's all horror. And that's why I'm wearing all black. Evidently, she got the memo. Natalie Franklin.
Hi, Mark.
Good to see you.
I am wearing all black.
There you go. Looking great. Natalie Franklin, know from a couple of things. Nori's Blackbird, the parody account on...
Northwest, Kim and Kanye's daughter, oldest daughter.
Exactly. And then also Match Game, now playing on Hulu.
Hulu, stream it now.
All right.
And Flipside.
What?
Also worked on Flipside, which is season 2. It's happening right now as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Remembered.
Is there anything else?
No, not right now. I think that's it for now.
Also, please call the number on the bottom of your screen. There's no number on the bottom of your screen. All right, so Natalie, I'm excited about Weapons. I've been very upfront that it's one of my favorite horror movies of this century. What say you?
Because you're twisted. It's very creepy, very scary. I will say there's a funny chase scene. If you're not terrified
There is. It's a chase scene chasing through a problematic neighborhood.
Yes.
To say that, I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't seen it.
Exactly.
The movie is great, full of great performances. Maybe even a couple of them Academy Award winning. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this movie got great buzz, and people keep talking about it. Here we are in October, still buzzing about it.
Yeah, Josh Brolin, super tough guy in this movie, kind of vulnerable. We talked about all of it. Take a look.
We're of a certain age. 50 years ago, Jaws changed my life.
Me
made me
too.
want to be in the movie industry in some way in its orbit.
Yeah.
This movie binged genres. This movie is going to be remembered much in the same way. Do you appreciate it?
Not only do I appreciate it, I mean, that's what you hope in your lifetime. That you go back to a movie and you go, wait, you were involved in a movie. Goonies was like that. You know, No Country's become like that. Started to become. There's enough time away from No Country. There's a couple of movies, and to be involved in a couple of movies like that, I didn't know with this movie. And then I saw the movie, and I remember my reaction to the movie. I remember it very specifically, and I was like, holy like, this is a much more elevated movie than I thought. And when you think about the genre, it's a horror genre, that has, like, absurdity and tongue-in-cheek and all that, and you go, maybe he might go too far this way, and then you lose that over here. And I mean, he's just found that level. He has his finger on the pulse of something that I think is very, very unique.
Absolutely unique. Great performances all the way around. A lot of practical effects, not a lot of CG in this movie, which is why I like it. My wife said that I should go as Gladys, the scary person in this movie. Want to know why?
Why?
She said, look, you're already halfway there. She goes, you already don't blend your makeup. You're ready to go. You just need red bangs.
Oh, my God, please do it. Please.
All right. Do you know what you're going as for Halloween?
No, I'm not really a Halloween girly.
Oh,
I like
okay.
to give out candy, though.
Yeah.
That's my role. I like to give back on Halloween.
All right, I digress. The last Halloween question before we move on to what's coming up next. Are you a full-size giver or are you a tiny size?
Oh,
Or are you one of
tiny.
those people that give carrots?
Brushes and floss? No, I think fun size is enough for the kids.
All right. We can still be friends.
No red dye.
All right. Coming up next, as we continue the fun, although it's not a horror special, we're going to continue horror because Black Phone 2 now in theaters and also streaming at the same time. Thoughts?
This is extra creepy because instead of kidnapping, now we're in the woods. It's more space, not as claustrophobic, but still terrifying.
Yeah, Madeline, Mason, brother and sister, join us next. Don't move. And welcome back. It is Take a Look, still taking a look at scary movies. Natalie Franklin, normally you don't like scary movies, and I promise we didn't plan it this way. Just that's what's dropping this week.
This is a setup, Mark. This is a setup for sure.
And in terms of scary movies, what did Black Phone do for you?
Oh my God, scared the crap out of me. The first one was insane. The
Here we go again.
kidnappings, the creepy kids. Ugh.
Yeah, and Black Phone 2, sticking true to the notes and rhythm of the first one, it's scary for a multitude of reasons. One, the real world stuff, abduction, and like when you're a little kid wondering if you're safe or not, right?
There's a black phone. Scary.
Exactly, and if you've seen the original, it continues in this way. A lot of practical effects and then also some really ghosty stuff taking place. Mason, Madeline, we caught up again to talk about it. Take a look.
It's definitely bigger in a lot of ways. It's scarier, it's darker, it's more emotional. There are so many more layers to it. There's a lot more heart in this film. So I feel like it is definitely better in those aspects of things.
Awesome. How has the brother-sister chemistry developed? How are you two getting on?
We hate each other.
I mean, like, not that great.
We absolutely hate each other. We're like hitting each other and smacking each other every time we walk
D1
outside.
haters.
D1 haters.
Madeline, for you, what's the day on set that you said, I can't wait for people to see this?
Oh, every single one of them.
Day.
Every single day I was saying that. But also, my favorite scenes, I literally can't say because they're spoilers. But I feel like there's a very important scene between Finney, Gwen, and Jeremy Davies, who plays Terrence. It is such a fantastic and remarkable scene, and it's so beautiful and has so much heart in it. So I'm definitely looking forward to fans getting to see that because I feel like it's a very important and deep scene.
Yeah, and talking about fans, talk about being at Hollywood Horror Nights, at Halloween Horror Nights, to actually see yourself like part of Hollywood horror history.
That's crazy.
I mean,
right?
honestly, I can't really process that still. I feel like that is just something crazy, and I never thought I would be at this point in my career, like 10 years ago, or honestly, just 5 years ago. However long ago we started the first movie, and never thought this would happen.
Long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago. But I am very, very grateful.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so cool starting with these characters that, you know, I mean, back in the first movie, we were figuring out, we were finding who they were, and just fell in love with those characters and brought them to life best we could. And the fact those characters we love so much have become so beloved by so many other people in our story, it's truly so special.
I'm glad that I remembered to talk to them about Hollywood Horror Nights, Halloween, Hollywood Horror Nights, Universal Studios. We haven't talked about that. Do you do the experiences?
Mark, no. I have not done a haunted house since I was a kid. It's just, why put myself through that stress? Why put my nervous system through that?
Then I highly recommend you don't do it. And if you like Mason's work, maybe you should just stick with How to Train Your Dragon, the new remake.
Exactly. Adorable.
All right, so we can move away from the horror per se and more to suspense with Hand That Rocks the Cradle. It has been remade or at least reimagined. What's different and better? We'll find out from the stars next. And welcome back to Take a Look. We're talking about all kinds of movies. Today it happens to be kind of scary. I'm Mark S. Allen. Natalie Franklin, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, so I know that you're reluctantly part of this horror movie. Usually someone that doesn't like horror movies remembers the very first horror movie that made them say, I never want to do this again. What was that?
Yeah, my dad showed me Nightmare on Elm Street, and I had some nightmares, so I was like, I don't think that genre is for me.
The OG?
Yeah, exactly.
Freddy Krueger?
Exactly.
All right.
Coming in your dreams.
Well, you'll be glad to know he makes no appearance in the next movie we're going to talk about. How about that?
Brilliant. Let's do it.
All right, Hand That Rocks the Cradle. The 90s now reinvented for this newer reimagining of it. I thought it was beautiful, poignant, and also at the same time hit some of the notes of the original. How about you?
Beautiful and poignant aren't the words I'd use. Maybe violent, a little more dark than the original, which I didn't think that'd be possible, but it was good.
And if the trailer doesn't give it away, or if you don't remember the original, it's a babysitter gone bad. That babysitter is Micah. She is sitting for the family. At the helm of that is Mary Elizabeth Winstead. We caught up. Look.
Any sharp objects in there? All right. Okay. We can move on. Congratulations, you two. It's a masterpiece.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess I've got the appropriate feels for what you were going for.
Yes, I'm glad. I'm glad you've been through it. You've been through it with us.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about first day on the set chemistry. Was it how did you probably got along well, which isn't good.
I know. It wasn't good, but it worked.
Yeah. I think
she's a really good actor, so
she's a really good actor.
So it made it easy, you know. I think for both of us, I think we're a similar type of actor where it's not, we don't need to like live in the like space of the darkness and all that. And I feel like even, you know, we had time to rehearse and stuff, but I feel like there was a lot of things, you know, as Polly that I just kind of held out until we actually were filming.
Yeah.
Right.
And trying to keep some of what I was doing a mystery and that sort of thing. So there was that dynamic.
Yeah.
But besides that, we had a blast.
Yeah, it was all very light and very easy. And then there was like we kept a little mystery between us.
Yeah.
But when we were together, it was great. You know, it was great. And then the best was, I mean, acting together was just like so much fun. Just brilliant.
Yeah.
Speaking of the mystery between you, that's one of the things I like about this is that there are some points where you're not 100% sure who's the villain, who's the victim.
Yeah, that's just part of what we both loved so much from the get-go, and what kind of pulled us into wanting to do it is that sort of messy gray area for both of these women. And there's so much, even though they're both like incredibly flawed, I think the film has a lot of empathy for both of them. It's just sort of like which is really, really interesting to see.
You know what to expect in this movie at some point. Blood. Did you find yourself hours later at offset at other events and someone goes, hey, you have a little something?
Oh, God.
Yes.
All the time.
All the
This
time,
happens to me all the time.
I know. Anybody who's sort of in horror films, you know the like 2 days later finding still.
I know.
The
You
third
shout,
shampoo
and then you
still
find
in there.
in your ear that there's still, and you're just like, you to be kidding me. It's the worst. It's the worst.
Doesn't come off.
You guys, it's breathtaking. It's poignant. It's a masterpiece in itself. And honor talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm serious. I had just walked out of the theater, like right when I sat down to that interview. I was disturbed and then so pleasantly surprised to see them all scrubbed up. Did I ruin it saying that they might be bloodied and mangled towards the end?
No. That was a perfect touch. What I did like that you said with this, there's a lot of gray area in this movie. Unlike the first film, where like, who's the bad guy? Who does the nanny want? The husband or the wife this go around?
Right. That's part of it. It's a little, a little bit of that going on. And towards the end there, again, back to the effects, there's a practical effect in there, like someone has to be like double jointed to pull up. They get messed up in the end.
I love how you think this is a break from horror.
Exactly. This movie is directed by Michelle, really talented director. Finally, we get to see some awesome female directors stepping it up in Hollywood.
Period.
Bringing it to this. She crushes it. We talked.
You embrace horror so well. Talk about your signature that you bring to this movie. You wanted to make this its own thing. It's not a remake. This is a complete reboot. What did you want to be signature in?
You know, I wanted to challenge these concepts of good and evil that we see so commonly in horror and thrillers, you know, which I love. I love so many of those movies. But to me, I really wanted to see two characters that were kind of like more in gray areas, that had flawed decisions and that carry sense of guilt, you know, and then there's like blurry lines between them, and there's like even like a reflection and between them. That I really wanted to bring those kind of characters to this very specific kind of domestic thriller. Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Micah Monroe, you know, these characters could have not played by nobody else, you know, like there was something about their work in an individual way, but also in chemistry way, and it was just really incredible to see them work, and in every way, you know, like they really need to answer every decision or like thought the characters are going through, and you can see that work.
And the film's really beautiful at times, and then you also have this really amazing way of capturing cringy moments. The big horror's there for sure, but there are cringy moments during quiet, otherwise relatable times. Just a meal.
Thank you so much. It was so fun. I feel like we were dealing with bleak themes, you know, like, but what's laying below the movie is pretty dark and bleak. So to me, it's always important to bring comedy, levity, breathing moments. I love all the campy like films, you know, I'm very influenced by that as well. So I'm very glad you see that coming across.
Michelle, such a great director of Hand That Rocks the Cradle, this new reboot. It's not a remake, it's a reimagining. I love all the new twists and turns.
Yeah, I like how dark it is.
No kidding.
Way darker than the original.
I don't know how well the movie's gonna do, but if the movie does well, nanny cams, home video surveillance is gonna go through the roof.
Right, exactly.
All right, coming up next, let's just keep the cringe going. This is the monster that inspired them all. Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silence of the Lambs, all of them derived from this one true story. Ed, you're gonna get to know him next. Hey, welcome back to Take a Look. Natalie Franklin and I'm Mark S. Allen. Natalie, the producers know I can't read, so do you mind doing the honors?
Oh, sure. You're watching Take a Look. Happy spooky season.
Woohoo! Indeed. Now, this isn't our official horror movie. That's going to be next week. However, right now, let's talk about the movies that inadvertently dropped this week and series.
Yes.
Right now, it's Monster, the Ed Gein story. What was your biggest problem with it?
I don't have a problem with it, but I just found it interesting that the actor that plays Ed chose to just make up a voice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not historically accurate, but he wanted to show the trauma and the obsession Ed had with his mom, so he sounds kind of like a woman, although TikTok says he sounds like Winnie the Pooh.
I'll tell you my take on this right now. He sounds, and it's forever ruined this, Rick Moranis in Ghostbusters.
Yes, and Honey, I
Because
Shrunk the
like
Kids.
Rick Moranis, he kind of has this voice.
Yes, yes,
All right.
yes.
Who brought the dog? All right, it puts the lotion on its skin again. All right, take a look at the series. Enough about the voice. Visually stunning, as it should be.
Yes, exactly. I think it's nice lighting. It adds to the creepiness.
Yeah, I liked it in that way. What is your take on the authenticity of this, the notes it's hitting in that direction?
Again, it's a very disturbing story, so they can't be too accurate. But I think for the purpose of Netflix, it hits all the right notes.
And I like the way it weaves in and out of the productions like Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I talked to Charlie a little bit about that. Look. You don't look terrifying now, but I've got to tell you, every time I see you in this, it creeps me out. I'm worried about you the rest of your life. Anthony Hopkins said after Silence of the Lambs came out that for a good year, people would walk on the opposite side of the street when they saw him coming.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully I don't have to walk around with that haircut any longer, but I definitely freaked some people out while I was filming it.
Yeah, it's one of those heinous criminals in American history, and certainly the template, the blueprint for some of the greatest modern horror icons. Did you look back to Silence of the Lambs or Texas Chainsaw Massacre to get inspiration, or just start from scratch?
I started from scratch. I had never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I actually, spoiler, kind of don't like horror at all. And so I'd never seen, I'd seen, obviously Psycho, and I'd seen Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, I watched it, but no, I really wanted to discover Ed on my own terms. So most of my research was reading like his medical records and court transcripts and all of the other books that had been written about.
His relationship with his mom truly is at the heart of this, albeit creepy relationship with his mom. Talk about that anti-chemistry that you've created, or chemistry as it were.
Well, I mean, obviously getting to work with the immensely talented Laurie Metcalf was an incredible privilege and an honor. But, you know, that was the thing that I latched onto very, very early on, was just the tragedy of this experience that Ed had. And then, you know, the only person he ever had a relationship with in his entire life was his mother. You know, she was everything to him, and he lived alone with her until he was 41 years old. And when she died, when he was 41, the first crime he ever committed was 2 years later, after 2 years in complete isolation, he went to the cemetery to dig her up to bring her home because he missed her so much. And so that's like the heart of the relationship. But it was complicated, right? Because he adored her and she was his only person, and yet she told him every day of his life that she hated him because he wasn't born the daughter that she'd always wanted.
And also, the monster, sometimes not so much the monster at hand, but the people that make that monster a celebrity. So it kind of makes you look back at society watching this.
Yeah, that's a big part of the central thesis of the show, is like the responsibility that the media has and why we tell these stories and how we tell them. And, as Ryan does, he sort of, he challenges the audience to decide who they think the monster is. Clearly, Ed Gein is a monster in this. He did unforgivably despicable things, but then was Hitchcock also a monster? Because prior to making Psycho, monsters were acts of fiction. They were Dracula and Frankenstein. what Hitchcock did was, for the first time ever in film, say maybe actually the monster is us. And that completely transformed the way culturally we perceive monsters and how we tell these stories, and gave license and permission to turn that lens on us for the first time.
Yeah, he's so good. Universally, me and all the critics are saying, say what you will about the authenticity, this or that, he is great in it.
Laurie Metcalf.
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk about her?
Yes. And yeah, what's funny, she's the worst mom ever in this, and yet she's traditionally known as being one of the best moms.
Right. She was a mom in Roseanne.
Yes.
She was a mom in Lady Bird.
Yes.
She was a mom in Big Bang Theory.
And Toy Story.
And Toy Story. She's Andy's mom.
She's Andy's mom in Toy Story. I think this, you know, I'm glad you brought up the mom, because this is really a public service announcement. Give your kids lots of love and acceptance.
Yes.
Or they're going to grow up and skin people and make lampshades out of them. So you don't want that to happen. That's embarrassing.
Hopefully
the neighbors will talk about you.
Hopefully Andy didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, Andy's a good kid. All right, so that's it. If you love horror movies, be sure and go to YouTube and like and subscribe. While you're there, click on the video channels, because we've got all things dedicated to horror movies.
Woo.
All right, what's the, you said Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you actually saw that.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
how is it you can say you don't like horror movies, but you saw that one?
Hey, I've been with people that want to see these things, and I'm a team player.
Right?
Cover my eyes a bit.
I know, that's exactly what I do with Hallmark movies. So I've done it. There are movies I'm not into that I'll still try. I'll try on for size.
So you understand.
Where do you find you, Natalie Franklin?
Natalie the Hero on all socials, and follow Nori's Black Book.
Yeah, there you go. I'm at TV Marcus Allen on Instagram. Also, you'll see my picture in the post office wanted. And then also YouTube. Like and subscribe. And shout out to people watching on AFN in 177 different countries and territories worldwide. We salute you. Thanks for helping us out. Have a great weekend and be safe every holiday season.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out.